personnel and
Under the governor's orders is 4 p.m. tomorrow.
all the roads in and out shut down at that time?
All the roads in,
In.
not out.
Not out.
We plan to run the evacuation at least till 10 p.m. tomorrow night or until the weather gets too bad. Usually it's 40 miles sustained winds is when we stop all evacuations.
Talk about the 8 to 10 foot tidal surge. What would that mean to the city if it happened?
Well, those of us who were around in 1962 know exactly what would happen. That was an 8.75. And it was the first time the bay met the ocean in certain areas of the city, mostly Missouri Avenue and then certainly in the inland, all the way up to just about to give you a proximity where Resorts is located. So from the ocean side, Main Avenue, all the way to North Carolina Avenue. It's pretty much where the bay met the ocean, and then on Mississippi Avenue in the center. So there's been several times, the only time that actually happened, and this is predicted to get that bad.
And will the city be posting information to its website, or is there like a Twitter account people should follow, for an alternate way to get information?
You can go to the Atlantic City's website, cityofatlanticcity.org. Yes. And it's, all the information's right on there. You can get directly to our office through ACOEN1. It's right on the website.
Do you know where the offshore shelters are that they will be going to?
They will be announced by the county, not by us.
How many people are you expecting to evacuate by bus?
Well, last time we had over 9,000. I don't expect that many because unfortunately people get complacent and they figure that it didn't happen at that time, so it's not going to happen now. But we urge people to evacuate, either to our shelters or to the shelters that we can take you out of the city. It's very important to do so. But if you do get stuck into the city, we want you to hunker down. We are not going to respond after the winds proceed over 40 miles an hour. If there's sustained winds over 40, there will be no 911 response.
Yes.
Yes.
Where are the emergency shelters in the city?
At the elementary schools, if you want me to give you a list,
That would be great. I work for the library, so I'm sure people would be
well, I'll give you a
asking.
copy of this
Okay.
about that. And it's right on here. If you look at it, let me get to the page.
I got it.
You got it, okay.
Okay.
It's a Allworth Memorial Building, New York and Adriatic Avenue, New York Avenue School, Sovereign Avenue School, Martin Luther King School, the Uptown Complex, which is on the Vermont and Madison Avenue, and the Atlantic City High School. That's our 6 shelters.
Thank you.
Quite well.
So you're saying if anyone calls 911 after winds reach 40 miles an hour, there will be no response tomorrow?
That's basically what we do. We stick to it. Can I tell you this? Knowing police officers, firefighters, I served on the fire department here in Atlantic City 28 years. They're going to go. In the event of any type of thing, they're going to go. But you got to remember, it's putting them in harm's way. So for us to make that decision to send them, it's very difficult.
But I also think it's important for people to understand any event that we get these tidal surges, you may have a certain amount of water that makes it physically impossible for emergency personnel to get to you. So that's why it's very prudent for people to take this, to heed this advice and to get out of the city if you can. Because, 3 feet, 4 feet of water in the city will disable a lot of our vehicles, and we will not be able to respond even if we wanted. The time is right, given the dedication of the men and women that comprise our fire and police departments. They're going to do all that they can, putting themselves in harm's way. We don't want that to happen either. So in some cases, it could prove to be physically impossible to get to people, depending on what happens. So we want our residents to take every precaution to get out of town if they can. If they can't, or if for whatever reason they won't, then at least go to a shelter located in the city. That's what he's trying to do.
As mayor, can you give us one concise message of what message you want to get out?
I just did.
He's good at that.
When you mentioned that you were working on getting enough supplies to sustain people in the event that they do have to stay in town at senior shelters, what does that mean, and when are you going to sort of
Well,
have
we
that
have
in place? where do you stand, I guess, right now in
Okay,
the process?
we have tremendous partners with the casino hotels, without a doubt. And to expand, to take care of the needs of the residents. We're working on that, and we're also making requests into the ROC, which is Regional Operations Intelligence Center for the state of New Jersey, to get supplies from them too. Because if we have a lot of people still staying in town at the end of this event, they're not going to turn their back on it. They're going to make sure that they can do everything they can to make sure we have the proper supplies here in the city. So we're working on that. And also for the school system, they have contractors that normally feed the children during the week. As you know, the schools have, I don't know if you know that or not, the schools have been closed Monday and Tuesday, and all the court system too. So we're trying to get the contractor to also come in and feed people. But however, we have to get releases to allow them to go back and forth.
Will each and every one of the casino hotels mandatorily have to close? Remember last year, Golden Nugget kept its hotel open.
Well, one of the things that a lot of people don't understand, Golden Nugget is the only sheltered marina pretty much in this area.
It's the best person who can answer that question.
Good morning, everybody. The press conference is scheduled for 1:15 in North Wildwood. I had a conversation with Director Reebok from the Division of Gaming Enforcement shortly before coming in. The Division of Gaming Enforcement is working in concert with the Governor's office about how to effect the order that was given. That clearly, as the Mayor said, 4 o'clock is at the point in time where a lot of things are going to happen with roads getting shut in coming into the city. Everybody's working in concert, the city, the county, the state. So there will be details that will be forthcoming exactly how that will be implemented with the casinos. But again, as Tom said, everybody's very engaged in this. Everybody's a good willing partner. So this is being done as a team effort. But they will have a closure process that will be announced to the public, to all view. But I did have a conversation with Director Reebok, and I know they're actively right now engaging the casinos, engaging all levels of state government and county and municipality to figure out exactly how that will flesh out. So that will be forthcoming, and I'm sure you will all get advised on what the particulars are.
Any other questions?
How long do you anticipate the event will last? How long are they telling you?
They're telling us that it'll last to Wednesday morning, sometime early Wednesday, that the wind will subside. Tides, however, different story, because we have to watch the tides because, as we all know, it's a full moon coming up on the 29th. So we're anticipating a problem that with the tides that particular morning. They should run about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
One other question. I live in a boarding house right up the waterfall. Rent too, I'm not worried about that. But the problem is, I'm in a low, I step into, I'm going to get flooded, I know that. But the problem is, if it's 3 days, if I'm out a week, I'm originally from New York. I don't know how Jersey takes care of Jersey people. Multiple people, not like you doing right. But what happens to us? My wife and I are supposed to handicap. What happens? Are we going to be able to stay long enough to get back in? The landlord?
Again, sir, this is not a time to address individual concerns. We're talking about a collective solution. And you are being advised to call the numbers that I'm giving to you in order that we might direct you properly. You need to evacuate, and you need to heed the warning. But if you call those numbers, they will answer your questions specifically for your needs.
Thank you.
Anything else? I want to thank you very much. Wish us good luck, Godspeed, and hope everyone's safe.
Thank you.
Hoorah! See you later. See you later. One day.